So hopefully you're in a comfortable seated position. Every time we come to the mat, this is where we start. And if you feel uncomfortable, just change it. You can be in a seat. You might find a block or something to sit on to raise the spine high. You want your hips a little higher than your knees. Just give yourself all the time you need to arrive back on the mat. What can I learn about myself today? What awareness can I bring to my everyday habits? And you might like to just scan through the body, notice how you are on this day. Just recognizing that we're all unique, all 7.8 billion people in this world, all different. And each day is unique as well. So we just start where we are, who we are. If you feel your mind being drawn to stories of your imperfections or things that you would like to be that you're not, just remind yourself, each time we come to the mat, we start exactly where we are. So I'm sitting in the Japanese Seiza style with legs kneeled, Emily's legs crossed, Joni is lying down. Just allow yourself to be here. In today's practice, we're going to explore the metal element. Metal element season is autumn. And generally, metal element is about letting go, creating space, making room. When our metal element is out of balance, we might be stuck in sadness or grief. And we might also be a little distracted, feel unable to get things done. Maybe thinking a lot about things from the past, holding on to things that we used to know. When our metal element comes into balance, we appreciate small moments, small things. It might be nature, animals, the air outside, sound of a song. Whatever it might be, we just start to appreciate life a little more, notice things a little clearer. So our metal element is our lung and large intestine meridians. And you can trace your lung meridian down the front of your arm, and it reaches just inside the shoulder under the collarbone. And then the large intestine comes up the back of the arm to the back of the shoulder. And let's cross our hands over. We're going to just place one wrist over the back of the other wrist and bring that wrist underneath right to the center of your sternum, in between ribs. And your fingers might end up just in that fleshy part under the collarbone and inside the shoulder. And you might start to just feel the rhythm of your breath. Notice the air coming in through the nose as you breathe in. You might feel the lungs expanding under your fingers. So this is the start of our lung meridian, the first 2 points, lung 1 and lung 2. And you might remind yourself that of all our internal organs, the only one we really control with our conscious mind is our lungs. Can't really control the function of your liver, your kidneys, or your spleen with your mind. And if you want to slow down your heart rate, what do? You take a breath, you expand your lungs. So maybe just take a few moments to follow each breath. Feel the chest and belly expand as we breathe in. And then feel the fingers sink back as we sigh out. Our metal element is mostly related to our immune system, this idea of our body's ability to protect us from illness. And our immune systems can be strong or can be weak, and so many factors about this. Might be the factor of just excess heat, this idea of doing too much, being too stressed, always on, always around noise and screens. So this idea of our nervous system being overloaded, this brings too much heat into the body. Or often our balance can come from lack of nourishment, lack of food, lack of water, lack of hydration, or lack of sleep. So just notice staying on the breath. What happens to your body when you bring that focus to the breath, and you might start to just extend your out breath a little longer. Maybe breathing in for 5, pausing the breath for 2, and then try sighing out for 8. Inhale for 5. Pausing the breath for 2. Sighing out for 8. Breathing in for 5. Pausing the breath for 2. Sighing out for 8. See if you can keep this pattern going in your own breath. Noticing if your mind starts taking you elsewhere, rolling through the past. And just bringing your attention back to the next breath. The famous Zen story that's, I guess, about the metal element. It's about a person who wants to escape their footprints and their shadow. They just decide they don't like their footprints, they don't like their shadow, they don't want to have anything to do with them. So to get away from them, they decide to start walking. And no matter how far they walk, every time they look back, sure enough, footprints behind them, shadow behind them. After a while, they realize walking isn't enough, so they decide to start running. Jogging along, they look back, footprints still there, shadows still there, getting very frustrated. So they start to run and then start to sprint, just like in the Olympics. Whatever they do, however fast a person goes, footprints are still there, shadow is still there, everything in the past still behind them. Until one day they run so fast they fall over and die. And that's the end of the story. Cheery story. The Zen riddle of that story is that, of course, if they had just stayed at the start, sat under the shade of a tree, allowed themselves to be still, there would have been no footprints, there would have been no shadow. Wherever we go, there we are. And we can always keep looking back to find meaning and story in our past, so we can just allow ourselves to be present. And every time we do this, it's a choice. Whatever we're not changing about ourselves, we're choosing. So you might press in under those lung points, just under the collarbone, inside the shoulder. Feel that expansion of the lung. We're going to take our wrists away from the chest and then just roll one over the other. So this is connecting points on our lung and heart meridian lines. Just roll through the wrist joints, maybe changing directions. We might just do one more acupressure point today. Our large intestine, the yang meridian for the metal element, is our letting go point, literally in our body, letting go of waste, letting go of things we don't need, but also figuratively. And this point, on the webbing of our hands, just take one flat part of your thumb, trace it up where just the bone of your finger and your thumb are about to meet. And we want to press in here with the flat part of our thumb. This is our large intestine number 4 point, very famous acupressure point. And it's pretty much to relieve any pain you have in your head, in your upper body region. So it might be a headache, it might be a toothache. You'll see many Chinese people pressing quite strongly into this part of their hand. Either hand, might like to switch to the other side. And just use the flat part of your thumb, maybe take small circles here. And it might feel a little tender, a little bit of discomfort, that's okay. And when you're ready, let's take both arms down by the side of the body. We'll inhale, lift up and reach high. As we sigh out, drop the hands down in front of the body. Just have this feeling of energy moving down the body. When the next breath comes, lifting up and letting go. Letting go of carbon dioxide, letting go of any thoughts, any busyness, any reminders of the past. And we take one more breath, turning the palms, lifting up, drawing in new energy, and letting go. Let's slowly come up to standing. And we'll just bring both feet under the hips. Allow your arms to be heavy. Take a moment to press down through the feet. Just feel this sense of grounding, connection to the earth. You might like to lift up the toes, something I always do. Place the toes down, maybe one by one if you can. And then just press forward and back. Inner arch, outer arch of the foot. Allowing the whole body to be heavy. You might have this feeling of solar plexus rising up, chest being a little bit open. When we bring our metal element into balance, we have this feeling of soft front and strong back, this feeling of openness, connection to others, appreciation of whatever life has to offer. And maybe we notice a few more similarities with others rather than always difference, always sense of alienation. So let's just turn our palms forward. Thumbs rotate to the outside of the body. Just notice what it feels like to have this sense of expansion across the chest. We're going to do a very subtle warm-up today. This is something that you might have done if you've ever done a Feldenkrais class. Just take one hand over the forearm of the opposite arm. And we're going to press down with that hand. I'm going to lift up with the forearm. So you feel like you're pushing down with this hand, pulling up with the other. And just notice any tension that comes into the shoulder. Keeping the shoulder wide and expansive, chest wide. Let's just see if we can lift our elbow just a little, the elbow of the extended hand. Just notice how that feels in your shoulder. We're not trying to lift our shoulder up. We're trying to keep our shoulder steady, lift our elbow up. It's a very subtle movement. And then let's switch to the other side. Take the other hand, pressing down into the forearm, and then we're lifting that arm into the hand. And same on this side, shoulder stays heavy. Just see if you can lift up your elbow. It might only move a centimeter or two. Keeping the shoulder heavy, the chest wide. Just notice what it feels like. So often we hold tension in our shoulders. And let's come back to the first side. This time we're going to keep our shoulder heavy and we're going to take our elbow down. So we're still pressing down with this hand, pulling up with the other arm. Just drop the elbow down towards the ribs. And just notice what it feels like in the shoulder. And we'll go to the other arm. This time, elbow coming down to the ribs, shoulder heavy. All right, let's take our shoulders all the way up to the ears. A big shrug, big I don't know. Welcoming in learning today. What can we learn? And drop it down. One more big shrug right up to the ears. Let it go. Let's roll the shoulders this time. And come back the other direction. Let's do some movement through the shoulders. Take one hand in the opposite elbow. Inhale to lift up. And we'll exhale to take the arms wide and all the way down. Inhale, lift elbows overhead. As you do this, press through the feet. We want to feel the shoulders heavy in their socket. And then we'll sigh out to take the arms wide. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, open out. One more time. And let it go. Let's draw hands together, palms together. Take a big breath in. As we exhale, push out both sides. Feet stay heavy. Feel like you're pressing walls either side away from the body. Inhale, draw the palms together. And we'll exhale to push out. Weight is in the back of the body. Keep flowing in your own breath. This time we're going to turn our palms up, draw the fingers and thumbs together. So we're joining together the end of our lung and large intestine meridians, also our heart and small intestine meridians. We'll take a breath in. As we sigh out, turn the chin towards the shoulder, maybe gently looking behind. Inhale back to the center, and we'll exhale, turn the other way. One more each side. Sigh it out. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, let it go. Let's do one more each side. And turn the palms down, slowly bring them down by the side of the body. And let's just shake out arms, shake out feet. So we'll do some metal element forms today. We might just do maybe 3 or 4 forms. We'll start today with just slowly bringing our hands in front of the body. Turn the fingers in. Just allow our shoulders, elbows to be heavy. And you might just bring attention into your next breath, belly expanding as you breathe in. And then sigh out. Navel draws back to the spine. And so you can keep your attention on that belly breath, maybe in front of the body. Sense of energy outside of our skin, in front of us. If you find your mind wandering away, just like our puppy in the park, just draw it back to the breath. Let's take a breath in. Keeping our hips, our knees, our feet facing forward, we're going to twist to the right-hand side as we sigh out. Then we're going to open our left arm across the body, big, wide, open chest. And sigh out as we draw the arms back to where we started. Take a breath in again. This time we twist to the left-hand side. Just go as far as your spine allows. Inhale, open right arm, opens wide, body stretches out, and we sigh out. Now, what you want to be looking for here is, as you twist from side to side, the weight in each of your feet stays even. So you're not shifting your weight from side to side. You want to be turning with your spine, opens with the left arm, and we sigh out. This time as you twist, take a breath in. Turning to the left, and just feel like our hips are staying forward. We're just twisting through the mid part of our spine. Don't have to come so far. Keep your neck in line with the body. Inhale, open out. And we sigh out to draw our arms back in. Shoulders stay heavy the whole way. Take a breath in. Sigh out. Open. Open with the left arm. And let it go. Just keep going in your own rhythm. Aim here is not to twist too deeply, it's just to keep our balance. Shoulders heavy, heels heavy. Notice where your mind is taking you. And if it happens to be rolling back through the past, just remind yourself that healing doesn't happen in the past. We work with what we have on this day. Is this moment right now worthy of my attention? And we're going to turn our palms down and just bring one palm to the belly. Wrap the other hand over the top. This is our dantian, the point of our body that holds our central energy. Chest stays open, shoulders stay heavy, weight still back in the heels. What can I notice about myself on this day? Where am I right now? What time is it? You can sense your body or your mind being impatient for the next movement. Just come back to the breath. Come back to the feeling, the sensation in the body when we're still. Always think the more we do, the more we achieve, but so often we're just stuck in our habits, in our patterns. Just doing things because we've done them before, not because they bring us joy. So just notice what it's like to be still, to allow yourself to be here. Maybe training our mind to be a little more quiet. At the end of your next breath, just sigh it out. We'll take our hands in front of the body, this time palms pressing down, fingers pointing in towards each other, so our shoulders are curled back in. We're going to take a big breath together. As we sigh out, just curl and open the palms out, open the chest out. Inhale, turn the fingers back towards each other, shoulders turn in. And then exhale to open out. Inhale, back in. Exhale, opening. One more. This time we're going to inhale to bring the fingers back in. As we exhale, take your chin to your left shoulder. Just gently look behind the body. Inhale, turning back to the front, fingers come back in. And exhale, we look behind the right shoulder. Just look off into the distance, nothing to see. Keep moving in your own rhythm. And this time we're going to turn our palms up, take them out to the side. Just let shoulders be heavy, arms be heavy. We'll take a breath in together. As we sigh out, turn to the right hand side, twisting at the spine, knees stay forward, maybe hips stay forward, don't turn too far. Inhale back to the center, and we exhale, turn the other way. See if you can keep those hips forward, twisting through the spine. Notice if you're lifting one foot further than the other. We want both feet to stay heavy, sighing out as we twist. And our neck just stays in line with our spine. So you might feel like the hands are guiding the movement. Maybe the outside hand just stays in the peripheral edge of your vision, without trying to look back directly towards it. Qigong, we use the hands to guide the twisting of the spine. If monkey mind is telling you arms are too heavy, just notice that. Just allow a little bit of discomfort. Inhale back to the center. We're going to just flip the palms over, but keep them out. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist again. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, let it go. Every breath in, feel like we're drawing in new energy, new learning. Every sigh out, maybe letting go of a habit. Letting go of something we don't need anymore. One more. And palms come down by the side of the body. We're going to flex the wrists. Keep the palms pressing towards the earth. One more breath in. As we sigh out, turn to the right. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, let it go. One more time each side. And wrap the hands around each other. Just bringing the focus back to this place where we store our essential energy, our sense of aliveness. You might take a moment to just scan through the body, notice how you feel. And as we arrive back into stillness, as always, you might just tell yourself, this was always my goal. This is my destination on this day. We're going to finish today with two animal forms. We'll start with our tiger form. This is one of the Wudang 5 animal forms. You might have done it before. See if you can find a sense of just tension in your fingers as you take a bit of a tiger claw. We're going to inhale to draw energy in towards the lungs. As we press out, find your claws, push out and drop the weight in the back of the body. Tailbone is heavy. Inhale, drawing energy back in. And then we press out behind the body, flexing the wrists. Inhale, draw energy in. Exhale, push out. Keep your weight in the heels. Inhale, drawing in. And exhale, pressing behind. Inhale. Just Find a rhythm here with your own breath. Just come down as low as works for your body. Pressing through every corner of the feet. One more time. Hands come back to the dantian. Finish today with our crane frolic from Wu Qin Qi, the 5 animal frolics. It has 2 parts. The first part, we raise both arms in front of the body. And then as we sigh out, we take one leg behind, just a little behind, shift our weight onto one leg. Inhale, arms come back up. And we exhale, take the foot down. Shift your weight to the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, take the leg behind. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, step back. So just find a rhythm with your breath. The crane is a bird that has a big body and skinny long legs. So when we come into this movement, we aim for grace, for stillness. And as you start, you might feel a little wobbly. So just see if you can access that belly breath. Feel that stability through the mid part of the body. And invite stillness as you bring your focus to the standing leg. Standing knee might be a little bit bent. And side out. The second half of the form, we take both arms wide and let it go. Maybe the heels rise up. See if you can find your own rhythm here. Arms feeling light as they take flight. it go. Let's just bring the arms by the side of the body. Today we're going to finish just tapping across the body. This is just finding loose bits of energy that might be trapped in our body. Every time we breathe in, we invite in oxygen, allow it to travel to wherever we might give our attention. Sometimes it just shallowly goes in and out, and other times it goes deep and connects with our organs. Let's open down our lung. We're going to trace our lung meridian, starting at those lung 1 and 2 points where we were at the very start of this practice. Come down the arm. Some points around our elbow crease for chest, lungs, coughs, throat infections, things like that. Just tap around here. Keep coming down the inside of that arm. You might spend a little bit of time on the wrist crease. And then turn the hand over. We'll come back up the large intestine meridian, the yang part of our metal element. You might pat yourself on the top of the shoulder, the back of the neck. And come around the front of the body. We'll trace down the opposite side arm. Turn that hand over, come back up the outside. Stop a pat on the back. We'll come back down the center of the sternum, around to the back of the kidneys, just rub around here. You might like to tap down the hips, glutes, outside of the leg. Just let your head be heavy, hang down. You might like to rub around the ankles. And then we'll tap up the inside of the legs. Let's take both arms wide. Shoulders stay heavy. And just let them come into stillness by the side of the body. Take a moment just to scan through. You might like to stretch fingers and toes. Just notice energy flowing again. This Qigong model of balance, bringing our body back into balance. Whatever was dry becomes a little more hydrated. Whatever was stuck becomes a little more flowing and fluid. Let's bring our hands together, create a little bit of heat. You might like to bring the palms up to the face. And then we'll just bring the palms together, bow to each other, just acknowledging shared energy of practicing today.